Don Cherry is in Calgary for the Heritage Classic weekend, and we sat down with him for 10 burning hockey questions.
Who is the best player not named Bobby Orr?
I'd have to say Gretzky. You go along. I don't care what they say. 92 goals. They say, well, the goalies weren't okay. Well, take off 30. Then he's 62, 72.
Who is the greatest European hockey player ever?
I think Pavel Bure. To me, I just loved Pavel Bure. The way hell bent for. I just thought he was just super.
If you had a goalie to win one game, who is it?
Jerry Cheevers for me. I was going. That's. Yeah, he got me coach of the year, so I got to go with Jerry.
Who's the best coach not named Don Cherry?
The guy that I loved the best and I talked about the most was Toe Blake. I thought he was just unbelievable. I just thought he was a great guy, and I sat with him at Team Canada, and the players loved him. So I'd go Scotty. Scotty and Toe Blake tied.
Which is the best hockey city?
Well, you have to go Toronto, and you're going to say, well, why Toronto? Well, let's face it, they haven't won since 1960. Seven. What's the difference? Give it 7 or 8 years. Toronto Maple Leafs, you can't get a ticket, and their team never wins anything, and yet they turn out and they love the Leafs.
Which is the second best hockey city?
Edmonton's putting up with a lot. You never hear them boo the power play, and I mean, they're booed in there now, and I listen quite to hear if I hear any boos. I never hear any boos in Edmonton, and you know, I as a player and coach, I listen to things like that. And there's another team that hasn't won in a long time.
Yeah. If Sidney Crosby played in the 1980s, would he get as many points as Wayne Gretzky?
I don't know if he'd get Gretzky's points. He is a dynamite hockey player, though, and I had to give him heck at the start because of his. He was yapping like Subban and guys like that, and he's finally learned it. It took him 2 or 3 years, and then he listened to me, and he's a dynamite hockey player. I don't know. I don't think he'd get as many points as Gretzky. Nobody would.
What is one rule you would change?
There's 2. I'd like to do 2 if I could.
Sure.
For sure, the instigator rule. That's why you see all these little rats running around with visors, sticking guys and pushing guys. That's why you have so many scrums, because they know they can't. And I would like to see the stars protected.
If I made you commissioner for one day, what's the first thing you would do?
I'd take out no-touch icing and be automatic. That's you got Foster here in Edmonton. 10 hours on an operating table. He's got a rod in his leg right now. He was second best defenseman. There's more injuries that put him out in no-touch icing than concussions.
What's the best thing about playing outdoors?
The fun, the difference. The fun is the difference, and just the difference. That's the fun.